Years and years ago, a friend of mine had gone through yoga teacher training, and I didn't even know what yoga was at the time. You could have told me to do a forward fold, and I was like, what's that? And she just wanted practice teaching, so she would always invite her friends to her classes and just try and get people to show up so she'd have an audience to practice in front of. And one day she told me, she's like, hey, I'm teaching a class later tonight, it'd be really cool if you could come. And I said, don't know what that is, but I'll support you and I'll do it. And I showed up and just was immediately hooked afterwards, like with the feeling that I got in my muscles, my mind, and my heart. And I was like, I need to do more of this. So I kept doing it. And then one day I realized all I did was yoga. And so the obvious next step was to just like do this. The most experience I have in teaching yoga is with this specific style called the Yoga You Need. And it was developed by a woman named Helen Stutchberry, who's this Canadian woman. And it's yoga for injured and aging bodies. And we don't say it's yoga for old and broken people, because technically, you know, we've all had some sort of injury in our past and we're all in the process of aging. So it's a style of yoga that's more therapeutic and focuses on all the poses with the highest benefit, lowest risk, to manage pain, to restore the body, to avoid major surgeries and things like that. So it's just a really good therapeutic style of yoga. Yoga has definitely been a saving grace in managing stress and anxiety, depression. It keeps me physically fit and active. Once you do a lot of it, you start to notice a lot of things, like what you put into your body has a really big effect on you. And yoga has definitely like made me more self-aware, made me more aware of how I affect others in my environment. And it's definitely something I can always turn to when stuff gets rough. And yoga, the mat is always there waiting for you to come get stronger, to come cry, to come do whatever you need to do. We definitely value safety over anything else. We want to be injury-free at our studio. That's kind of one of the things we're focusing on. And we do that through verbal cueing. So we make sure our instructors are very familiar with anatomy and ways the body can and can't move, and make sure that they're familiar with how different bodies work, because not all bodies are the same. So we do a lot of modifications. We always build the poses from the ground up, offering from the most basic place, and then we can add on, you know, if you feel ready, do this, try this. If you think you're strong enough, go for this, and if not, come back. And always eyes on the audience. Looking around, you can definitely tell when someone's doing something that looks uncomfortable. I do handstand workshops with my friend Madison in there. We have a handstand group online where we train and teach people how to do handstands. And it's just something that requires like the utmost focus and concentration. And it takes a lot of energy and gives you a lot of energy, flipping your body upside down, having all the blood rush to your head and things like that. So it's definitely something like in the afternoon if I need to pick me up, or I just need to like clear stuff out of my mind, pop into a handstand. Try different instructors, try different types of classes, because there's so many different styles of yoga and there's something for everyone. It's just a matter of finding it. You know, go to studios if that doesn't work. Reach out to people in your friend circles who may teach yoga. Oddly enough, out of the 40+ million people in America that do yoga, more than half of them, like 60+% of them, do it at home online. We all have different properties that make up our bodies, and some people have lots of hot energy, some people have lots of cold energy, some people float somewhere in between. And there's styles of yoga that can really heat you up, and there's styles that can take you down. So really anxious, stressful people might need a more relaxing practice, and people who are like have no energy or always tired and fatigued, they need something that's gonna like bump them up. So if one style didn't work, if one class wasn't your thing, just keep trying a different style, and eventually you'll find something that you're like, yeah, this feels good for my body. A lot of yoga, it's either online or in a studio, and we're trying to take yoga out of these boxes, out of the computer, out of the studio. And so Shine On Yoga is really just a home base where we can provide opportunity for teachers and for our guests to experience yoga. And then this is really just like a launching platform to take yoga out into the community and build a stronger community. Studies show that people who do yoga and practice regularly are, you know, up to 70% more likely to engage in community service projects, to take care of the environment, to eat healthy food. So if we can just spread more yoga, the ripple effect of that is going to be more community engagement, more interaction, more helping each other, more respecting our environment, cleaning up the river. And, you know, our main focus is getting yoga in schools from elementary to high school. We'll be working with the Texas State Athletics this summer. We already have our foot in the door to be working in the Hayes County ISD. The superintendent's all about yoga. The mayor in San Marcos, John Tomaides, has been practicing yoga for over 20 years and is an advocate, and hopefully we can work with the city and government employees to try and get some more yoga in the mix there. We work with several different student organizations on campus about sex and safe sex and promoting cultural awareness around sex. And then we work with Yes, Yoga Empowered Students, and we also work with the Student Recovery Alliance. And so we're trying to get all these outreach programs. We're trying to get yoga in all the apartment complexes. If there's gyms and fitness studios that don't have yoga, we're trying to get it there. Really just if there's people that congregate somewhere, I'm gonna put yoga there too. And the main goal is to just like light this town up with good vibes and make sure everyone feels good all the time and they know that they have the tools, whether it's like mental issues, emotional issues, spiritual issues, or physical issues. They know that there's resources to help manage those issues and like really thrive. Because yoga has done that for me, and I've witnessed it do it for hundreds of other people throughout the years, so I know it works. It's just getting people to give it a try and find the style that works for them.